Hey everybody, welcome back to the Graphic Multiverse, or just Multiversed, whatever. You know who we are. We don't know who you are, but thanks for listening. I'm your host, Paul, joined with Angela.
Hello.
Chandler.
Hello, it's me.
And Rob.
Hello.
Oh, how's everyone doing this week?
Pretty good.
Yeah, just spring.
It was a good week.
Spring
it
is
was
coming.
A good week.
Yeah.
I'm wearing shorts.
Aw, shit.
Yeah.
It was like 70 degrees today. It was
And then
a very
tomorrow
nice
it's going to be
day.
30.
What?
It'll be back up in the 70s again.
Yeah, so I'm going to get sick. That's what that means. That is just what the fuck that means.
It's been aggressively windy in Massachusetts.
Rhode Island, too.
Yeah, so hopefully that chills out. But,
Wind
Hopefully
of
that stops. Yeah, I remember reading in an article about how Boston was actually windier than Chicago.
I believe that.
it's crazy. Now that I work in the seaport, I'm there like once or twice a week. And it's
now
like,
you know.
I usually I don't even have to step outside, but I'm like, if it's nice, I'm like, I'll go for a walk. I take a step outside and I'm instantly just like, holy crap.
You remember when we first started dating, Paul, and you were like, oh, let's walk to the seaport? Because, you lived in Southie and we're like right there. But it was windy AF. And I went and walked with you because I was trying to be, like a team player and be like, oh, yeah, I'm a cool girl. I'll walk with you in the wind. And I was so upset the entire time.
Went from being a cool girl to a cold girl.
I did, and we had to but you were freezing too, and then we were both walking, just being like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah, that shit slices through you.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than just cold, miserable city wind.
Yeah,
Off the ocean.
Yeah.
off the
It's like,
fucking
it's windy and I
Atlantic.
feel like I'm eating a tuna sandwich.
It'll age you. You just see the
It does.
salt
It really
corroding your
does.
face.
Yeah,
like an
for
old ship.
real. We're
Yes.
like those aliens in Invincible. No, that wasn't a good segue.
I see
It's
what
good
you're
enough for
doing.
me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently I failed.
No, I was just gonna say we left the apartment as like 20-somethings, and then when we got to where we needed to go, we had like pea coats and like corncob pipes and like white beards. The sea should be a harsh mistress.
Seaside town.
You're just
Yeah.
you're Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe from Lighthouse.
Oh god.
And I'm totally
Watch.
Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
Watch.
Just violently masturbating.
Why is it so aggressive?
Well, I guess speaking of things being unpleasantly aggressive, Russell Crowe is gonna be...
That's a good one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Russell Crowe is going to be in Thor: Love and Thunder. I bet he'll be the Thunder. What we do in life echoes in eternity.
Did they say who he'll be?
It's a mystery role. But who knows? I mean, I'm excited because, we got Christian Bale as the God Butcher. And Guardians are going to be in it. I don't know how the size of the role will be in it, but,
I worry about Christian Bale, not for his acting abilities. I think he's an incredible actor, but I just worry, I feel like he's turning his body into mush with the amount of times he's had to gain and lose weight, and I'm really scared for him,
Listen,
and I just
the
want him
amount
to
of
be
money
healthy.
he's making from the superhero movies, they
No.
could construct him a new body.
Imagine if he surgically removed his nose and dyed himself green or whatever Gore looks like in the comic for the role. I gotta get into it.
Super method acting.
I just want to keep him
He's
safe, and I am
Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
I definitely I am a team Christian Bale. I support him, and I want him to succeed. I just do.
But yeah, I mean, it can't be good for you. It can't be good for your endocrine system.
No, I can't. I mean, I know how my knee handled like my quarantine, like 25 pounds. And I'm like, what is his joints doing right now? Like, oh my God. Like, he's a good, like, what, 10 years older
can you
than
imagine
us?
doing The Machinist and then
15
Batman
years older than
Begins?
us?
He did that
old
like
is
right
he?
after.
He's got to be like 45 at this point, right?
Yeah, so he's like a good, at least like 10 years
Pounds?
older than us. At least. And like the shit that he does to his body like really has me concerned.
Yeah, because he was doing because you remember he was doing Dark Knight Rises, and then didn't he do like the fighter and like dropped all that weight?
And then he got real fat because didn't he play like Dick Cheney or something?
Yeah, but he also got fat for another movie. It was like American Gigolo or something like that with
Wow.
fucking
Well, and he
Jennifer
also
Lawrence.
did the Machinist where he lost all that weight.
Yeah.
Like he's just doing too much, and I just I want him.
Find a happy weight. You know,
yeah,
do you?
I just want him to be healthy.
I just want a new song every time he's in a movie. Remember the no, fuck, no.
Okay, his flip out had a great
It's
track.
fucking distracting. Oh, God.
Yeah, I did play the shit out of that.
You haven't heard that?
Yeah,
It's so
remember, I used
great.
to play it at the shop.
It was
all
a
the
remix
time.
when he had his meltdown.
He had a
in
meltdown on
Terminator.
Terminator set. He had a meltdown, and then somebody took it and remixed it because this is like the beginning. when
Oh, it was beautiful.
This was like before Double Rainbow. Like it was
Fucking-
just starting to like
Yeah.
people
So
were just
mean.
starting to remix this freak out. So
fuck, no.
and I played it a lot.
And
I
it
did.
even has the
It was a
guy who's like,
bop.
I was just looking at the light.
It was really nice, but like, yeah, I worry. You know, I'll always remember him from the Newsies. I just want to keep him pure.
Or Empire of the
Empire
Sun.
of the Sun.
There's a really funny story, I guess, that he told. Well, it's not funny, but the way he told it was funny because he's Christian Bale. Spielberg was getting an award, probably, I don't know, because he had an idea on a Wednesday. And we're like, we should have an award ceremony. And everyone that he had ever worked with or didn't work with was there and gave a speech. And Christian Bale was talking about how he was on like Empire of the Sun. And he's like, I'll run down the stairs. I'll say my line. I'm supposed to get slapped in the face, and he just kept slapping me in the face every time. And Steven was like, "Okay, you're overacting," but it's like, Steven, this guy is hitting my face, literally. And that's what I think of when I think Christian Bale. I'll run down the stairs, say my line, hits me in the face.
And apparently, like, he has, like, this really, like, I don't know where I read this, but apparently, like, his trajectory in his career has, like, closely paralleled Leonardo DiCaprio's. And DiCaprio kind of always gets the roles that he wants, and, like, the fame that or not the fame, but, like, you know, the recognition that, like, he wants, and, like... I guess it's like a thing, so I don't know. I kind of just want that movie, even if it's not a thing. I kind of just want that movie. Like,
But Christian Bale
just be
plays
like,
DiCaprio,
Yeah.
and DiCaprio plays Christian Bale.
it's like the best face off.
Directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Love it.
Soundtrack done by Randy Newman.
Oh no.
Yeah, but Russell Crowe, I think that's where we started this.
Yeah.
Who do you think he's gonna play? I could see him being like an old, goofy ass Asgardian guy.
I don't. Well, you know, here's the thing I've heard that Taika Waititi, who did Ragnarok, I heard that they were going to do another play, like a play within a play, where the younger Hemsworth brother was going to come back as Thor, and Matt Damon was going to come back and play Loki. So maybe
They got Russell Crowe just for a small cameo like that.
yeah.
I mean, they got Sam Neill, so
Yeah.
why not, right?
yeah.
Is there any
I mean-
buddy from the Nine Realms that they haven't put in the film yet?
I always wondered what they were gonna do with oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. He wasn't one of the Warriors 3, but it was like Bor the Brave or Balder the Brave.
Oh yeah,
He
Baldur.
hasn't been in any of the Thor movies.
What if he's Beta Ray Bill and he's in a horse face the whole time?
Ooh.
That would
I would love to see
That
Beta
could
Ray
work.
Bill.
I think
Oh
that's
my
work.
god. Well, they
they-
have Stormbreaker. They have Stormbreaker now.
So we gotta get Beta Ray Bill.
Did they tease him? Was he like a statue or something?
Yeah, in Sakaar, where the Champions
Yep.
Tower, they were constructing a Hulk face, and there was a Beta Ray Bill there as well.
Okay.
Wow,
I remember there was
sorry.
something Beta Ray Bill related.
Yeah. and everyone lost their goddamn minds. It's like, I get it, it's cool, but I'll be excited when I see Beta Ray Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, I've lost my mind over dumber.
Or I guess,
And I will continue to do so.
if they take more stuff from Jason Aaron's run other than just the God Butcher, maybe Russell Crowe will be playing like really old Thor, like kind of fat old Thor.
That would be fantastic. Have you ever read that, Thor?
No, but it sounds magical.
It's real good.
It's so good. It's past Thor, present day Thor, and future Thor, and they have like a fucking team up.
And there's like sharks
awesome.
in space when they're on like a space boat. It's the best.
So metal.
It's awesome.
Sharks
Yeah.
in space.
I mean, yeah, and they're doing Lady Thor, Lady Janice Thor, so, and that was from his run too,
Yeah.
so. I want to know how they're going to bring back Mjolnir.
Because yeah, Mjolnir got blown up by.
Got
Hela,
crushed.
and then Cap brought it back in time. I can't believe these movies exist.
Maybe it like died and went to hell. Then they have to bring it back from hell.
Unless, well, here, or
Can they just forge a new one?
I was just about to say, get Peter Dinklage back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, have him,
The Dinklage.
yeah, bring back the Dink.
Find the little stencil, the little mold
Yeah.
from
The
Mjolnir.
Schematics.
Also, he was actually one of my favorite parts of Infinity War. So, I mean, and like, what do they do with him? Is he still up there alone by himself with all of his other?
With his bad
Dwarf.
hands? Does he still have
With
his
his-
bad hands?
Yeah,
Maybe they fix his hands.
I hope so. That was so sad.
I know, with his just molten metal hands. It's like, aw.
Well, anyway, no reason why that they couldn't make a new Mjolnir.
Yep.
And I love how people were freaking out about Natalie Portman's arms, because I guess they've seen her, like, leaving set, and she's, like, just...
People freak out when women get muscle. But they'll get used to it.
I agree, but Natalie Portman, I feel like, because she's so, you know, dainty.
She's like 5'2".
She is 3'1".
She can be
She's
feisty though. Like she
She
can be
can be
scary.
feisty.
That Lonely Island rap with her
Oh, yeah.
is great.
Yeah. Well, and she was scary. Well, she was delicate and scary in Black Swan.
Yes.
True.
You know, so... Girl can bring it, no doubt.
I'm always down for girls getting ripped and being scary.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bring
I
it
think
on.
I think that's why it's perfect that Natalie Portman do it, because there's more of like a transformation. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if Kumail Nanjiani can look like a goddamn god, then I think Natalie Portman can get some bicep muscles.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And I support it. I just think it's funny when people lose their shit about dumb stuff like that. Speaking of losing their shit over dumb stuff, Angela lost her goddamn mind for the Suicide Squad trailer that came out.
Yeah.
Like, Angela was standing while she watched it, and when it was over, she was like, again!
Yeah, like Teletubby again. And like I was before we started recording. I put an N in there. I don't know why.
Recording.
Recording. I'm having trouble with words. But before we started recording, I was talking about how this is the first DC movie like after the Snyderverse that I am genuinely, fearlessly excited for. Like, I was excited for Wonder Woman, but it wasn't fearless excitement. I was very much aware.
Cautiously optimistic.
I was cautiously optimistic, but I was not putting all my eggs in that basket. But this, it's like, I know I'm in good hands. This is going to be fun.
Yeah,
This is going to
Yeah.
be a fun movie. You guys.
King Shark's so
DC.
adorable.
I know.
That's all I want. That's all I wanted. When they first came out with Suicide Squad, I was like, oh my God, please have King Shark, because King Shark is the greatest, and that's all I want. And they didn't have it. And I was like, you guys fucking suck. And now they're doing it. And it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I love
And
how just dopey the characters look too, and like
Yeah.
it looks so good.
Oh my God. It's so exciting. And that line she had about the rain, and it was like angels splooshing on us. Like,
Yeah.
it was hilarious. I was like, this is, yes.
Well, it's hopefully it's just like pure unadulterated James Gunn, because he wanted to make this when Marvel temporarily fired him,
Yep.
and DC's like, oh, come over here, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And
Which was the smartest thing DC's ever done.
seriously,
Yeah.
it looks like it paid off, because yeah, that trailer looks super fun. Got John Cena being goofy as hell.
Oh my God. His line about eating dicks
He's like, yeah, this whole beach is covered in dicks. I would eat every one of them.
for liberty.
Yeah.
For liberty.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
And of course, you get Idris Elba.
Which, you know, great.
It's
All
gonna
the
be great.
time.
Yeah. even for movies like Dark Tower.
I would watch Idris Elba in anything.
And I did because I sat through Dark Tower in the theater.
Hobbs and Shaw, he's great in it.
Oh, he is great in Hobbs and Shaw, but so is a lot of people in that movie.
That's true. That's a great movie.
Yeah, we got Nathan Fillion.
Mm-hmm. Very excited.
We got Viola Davis coming back as Amanda Waller. Pete Davidson as Blackguard. John Cena as Peacemaker. Who else we got? It's like a really great cast. I mean,
It's gonna be a good time.
Taika Waititi is in it. That's
Sylvester
gonna be great.
Stallone as King Shark.
Yes.
Yeah.
When he picked up that guy and just like put him in his
Slowly
mouth, I was
ate
like,
him.
"This is it. This is what I wanted."
And he was like nom nom.
Yeah.
"This is what I wanted."
Yeah. I also like that Harley Quinn, from what I could tell, doesn't look very sexualized.
You mean she's wearing clothes?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I feel like that was only in the first Suicide Squad, because even in like Birds of Prey, you can tell like she was at no point was her.
Because Birds of Prey was directed by a woman, so
Yeah.
we weren't subjected to
even-
the male gaze. So that
but
was
even
really
then,
nice.
it's like Margot Robbie's Margot Robbie.
yeah,
Like she's gonna look good no matter what she's doing, but like
Right.
you don't have to literally make her naked in order
Yeah.
to draw people's.
well, I
to
mean,
the
the
theater,
first
like-
they straight up had a scene where everybody was watching her get dressed.
Well, yeah, that was in the trailer. I've never seen Suicide Squad, the first one. I have never
What?
seen it. Yeah,
That's weird. Okay,
it is weird.
Well, yeah, that is weird. But there's an entire
It's
scene
weird but smart.
where you're just watching her get dressed, and then camera pans back, and everybody's just watching her get dressed, and she's like, "What?" Like,
Yeah. Who, me?
it's like it was all the male gaze, but like, yeah, Birds of Prey was such a breath of fresh air because you get to see her
They're
As
crazy
a-
fun jackets and stuff.
as a human being,
Yeah.
which is nice.
I love,
great.
or at least this is how I interpreted it, but I love that when first of all, when they're going to rescue her and they, like, don't have their wardrobe, like, they're in
Yeah.
fucking, like, underwear and shit. You got fucking Peacemaker up at the fucking bell tower and, like, Bloodshot, like, on the side of the building, and she's
Flip
outside.
flops.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it was a really good plan. So, you guys, I can go back inside. Oh, she's patronizing.
It's gonna be fun. I am very much excited for this movie. So
Totally. I think it's a good idea to kind of, I mean, I get that, you know, Nolan did a lot for DC, but Nolan isn't the equation.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the anti-life equation.
I think
Follow my
DC
drifts.
needs to go all in on the. We'll give creators these characters and do whatever the hell you want with them. If you want them to interact with a character from a different movie, go for it. If you want it completely different, go for it. Like, you can go to the comic store, you can buy 2 brand new issues of Batman, and they're completely different. Like,
Right.
they don't need to be the same thing. You can get the whatever, like, the animated series kids Batman book, and then you can get the, like, Scott Snyder shit where Joker's skin is hanging off his face. Like,
Yeah.
there's no, I mean, there's some consistency, but it doesn't have to be. Like, people, I think, like, yeah, Marvel's awesome, but they're doing their thing. But, like, if you go in and you see a good movie, you're like, that was a good ass movie.
Yeah.
I don't really care if it interacts with Aquaman. Like,
Right. I mean, my rule of thumb is just don't sing to the superheroes.
yeah, it's a good place to start.
You know, thank you for the fish.
Thank you for the fish.
Yeah.
that's not going away anytime soon.
No. Well, that was a nice Cap reference. I understood that reference.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm trying to think what else, like, big news stuff we got. I think that was probably...
That was the only thing that mattered.
Yeah. Super excited about Invincible.
Yes. I started reading the first hardcover because I hadn't read it before, and now I want to.
And I think that's a good sign. If you can get Angela interested, not to just only watch the next episode, but read the source material.
Yeah, so I got to watch the first episode. I haven't seen the other 2 that were released. But I haven't read Invincible since like 2010 or 2008.
Yeah.
The pacing is a mess. But, that being said, it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, so I think when I was at San Diego Comic-Con in 2008, I remember I was into Walking Dead at that point, and I got Robert Kirkman to sign some of my stuff, and he actually drew like a sketch of Invincible for me, which is funny because he is not an artist.
Nope.
But when I was there, I bought I think the 3 or 4 trades were out at that time, so I just bought the stack of them. And that's all I've read at this point. So at this point, I'm like, do I want to read? Which, yes, I do, but I'm also like, I think I'm gonna watch the season of the show first, and then I'll read before like the next season comes out.
I just need to kind of see where it's going because I'm an impatient bitch like that.
Yeah, because I remembered the twist at the end of the first episode. Like, I remember that kind of happening in the comic book, but in the comic book, if I remember, it's not right away.
It's a mystery. It's
like
also a mystery. No one knows who did it.
Yeah, it's like the 7th issue. The 7th or 8th issue is when, is when he finds out it's his
second trade or something like that before that happens.
Yeah. So yeah, I did kind of like that, and I don't know. It's like, I mean, I feel like I understand both. I get why you'd want to draw it out for a comic book series, but having that be the fucking ending of your first episode is also, I feel like, kind of smart.
It was. It was very smart because that's the thing. Like, and I understand, like, because Invincible, when did that come out? Like
2003.
Yeah, early 2000s. Yeah. So we were still in freaking high school.
Yeah, so it's a perfect time for me to start reading.
So, but like, no, I mean, at the time, what he was doing with that hadn't been overdone. At this stage of the game, watching a youth coming of age into his powers is just like boring. Like we've seen it. Boring. So I like the fact that they changed it up because they were like, okay, we're not gonna keep people with this.
And I also kind of feel like, even when it was, say, done to the 7th issue, I feel like it was intentional that, like, oh, okay, we're gonna hit all these familiar beats because we're gonna throw a mean fucking right hook at you.
Yeah, I was listening. Robert Kirkman was on one of Kevin Smith's podcasts recently and talking about Invincible, and he was like, kind of looking at the show as kind of a way to rewrite or like edit his old comics because he was like, I was 23 years old when I wrote those issues. Like, he's like, I was a goddamn idiot. Like, those suck. Like, he's like, so now I have a chance to go back and like clean them up and do it right, but also change it so like people.
No, the pacing of the show was amazing, and like, I love kind of the reoccurring characters that like background characters that you get in it, and it's really I don't want to give it away because Rob hasn't seen it, but like I think it's a lot of fun, and I am enjoying where it's going.
Yeah, me too. I think the animation's super good. The voice acting is super good.
Oh god, anything with J.K. Simmons, you guys know I'm there for. But he's
I really like his mom. Like, I feel like she's a super good character.
Jerk.
Well, she's not, like, so far from what I've read in the first trade, she's not that interesting. So I love the dynamic that he gave her character, and you already get a better sense of him being rooted in his in his humanity through her.
Yeah,
just like that moment in the first episode when he's like, "Make me," and she's like, "Oh, does that make you feel tough?"
Yeah,
because you know that I can't do anything. Like,
Took the wind right out of the sail.
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely.
Well, like, it's obvious that they have like a serious bond in the fact that like, it was for I get the feeling that she was a single parent. The way her energy and her attentiveness is to him, like, it seems like, because she's so used to the dad just being in and out, and like, that you get a sense that she's kind of like more of a single parent, and they have a much deeper connection, and it's very rare that you get to see a healthy relationship with open communication between a mother and a son that isn't depicted in a really creepy way.
It's true.
No, it's true. Like, usually they're like, if a mother and a son have a good relationship, then he's a mama's boy or a serial killer. There is no in between.
That's
There is no in between. It's like, oh, he's not a well-rounded person. No, he's Buffalo Bill. Or he's
Yeah.
making some other woman
Yeah, he's
miserable.
he's
Or
some
some
weird
man-child.
man-child. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
it's
imagine? Would you fuck
Jinx.
me? I'd fuck me. Billy, turn it down.
like, yeah, there's something about the way our society demeans those relationships between a mother and son. So it's nice to see them being like bros for each other.
Yeah.
Being like, yeah.
That was like the thing that stuck with me the most, weirdly, from the first episode. Not the like humor or hyper violence at the end and stuff like that. I was just like, they're doing the characters right, and I'm like super into it.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's like you guys were saying that that it's being revisited by a mature, a more mature person than.
And I think that's really cool that we're also like allowing artists the breathing room to kind of revisit old works to kind of touch it up, and we're not being like, don't mess
Well,
with the
I mean-
I was talking about that with
original."
Paul the other day with
Yeah.
Stephen King and the rewriting the Dark Tower, and like
Yeah.
how his
Yeah.
introduction of Forward is like, this is my work. If you can rewrite it as much as you want, it's never too late to complete a project. And,
Right.
like,
I think
do your
that's
thing.
beautiful. I think
Yeah.
it's awesome, and it makes
And as
the
long
world
as
a
you're
better
not
place.
George Lucas or Steven Spielberg doing it, then it's okay. The exception to the rule. I mean,
But I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Like, Robert Kirkman's had 20 years of writing under his belt after this. Like,
yeah.
And
I
everybody
haven't-
grows and matures and
yeah,
changes.
everybody gets better. They learn what works. Like, especially like when you start a comic book, like you have no idea that it's gonna go for. Invincible went for like almost 200 issues. Like,
Yeah.
at that point, like you're going back to the beginning, having been with that character for 15 years. Like, so you
Yeah.
know where that character goes. You know it way more. You can kind of go back and, humanize them or just characterize
Yeah.
them better from the start.
Especially if if he didn't have an end game.
Mhm.
At
Which
first,
it sounds like he didn't. It sounded like
Yeah.
he wrote the first like 6 issues and was like, well, let's
I mean,
hope.
that's actually, we were talking about that earlier before we recorded, that it definitely kind of feels like making it up as you go, which was actually
It's called
something that
discovery writing.
Oh, I like that. Well, I'm actually okay with discovery writing because I feel like life is kind of like that sometimes.
Of course. Yeah.
But I think
Well, it can work out, and then other times it can't. And I think a great example of that is manga.
Manga.
Just in general, just a blanket.
Well, no, I mean, because literally they do it flying by the seat of their pants, issue by issue. It's like rated in the moment in their like shonen magazines or
Yeah,
shoujo
they only have
magazines.
1 week to do it.
They
so
have
it's like,
1 week
yeah.
to do it,
Jesus
and if
Christ.
you get a positive audience review, then guess what? You get to keep making it, and if you don't, tough titties. Doesn't matter how married to the characters you are. It's like you do it or don't, and so that's why you get a lot of like repetitive things and like characters that aren't really fully fleshed out, and you get these weird like twists and turns because they're literally making it up as they go.
they actually mentioned that in Invincible, like because in the book he's reading, was it like Science Dog? And
Or Seance Dog.
Well, it's Seance Dog in the show, and in the
I think you
comic it was
pronounced it,
Science
just pronounced
Dog.
it wrong.
And he hears that there's like a signing, and he goes to the shop and talks to the creator. It's like, oh, it's just amazing how quickly you guys put this work out. And he's like, well, I mean, there's some cheats. We'll like replicate this, the same panels, and then like they do that.
Yeah, in the comic, it's the same.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, really? Don't you think that's cheating? And then more of like the same panel. It's like, no.
Well, and and there are very few creators, I feel like, in Japan that are able to like do like a story from the beginning, middle, and end, and usually if they have to earn that, you have to earn that notoriety to be able to do that. So that's why a lot of like the popular series just keep going and going and going, because I'm pretty sure One Piece making it up as it goes.
And just going and going and going.
I mean,
For
it
a
makes
story
sense. All
called One
those,
Piece, a lot of goddamn pieces.
But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Invincible, and especially because it has such like a solid vision. Because it was Robert Kirkman and what's his name, Ryan Otley,
Yeah,
for the entire run of the whole thing. Like,
yeah. I mean,
and they're behind the show too. So
Yeah, no, that's great.
This is gonna be a good time.
I mean,
I'm enjoying it. So
Yeah,
far.
I mean, and the animation is great, and the casting is just phenomenal. I mean, Seth Rogen is in it.
Wait, who is he?
He is Alan the Alien.
Oh.
And then you got John Hamm is in it. You got Ezra Miller. We mentioned J.K. Simmons. I also want to reference the talent behind Invincible. Wait, this is Suicide Squad. Sorry.
It's what's his name from Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
Who's a Academy Award nominee. Name who was I
Stephen
can't.
Yeun?
Stephen Yeun. Yes. Yes.
Sorry, just a second. Yes, Stephen Yeun.
Yuan.
Yeah. And he gets Zazie Beats.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen is still
Star-studded.
working on the film adaptation of Invincible, which is also still in the pipeline.
It is weird to hear Jason Mantzoukas though.
That's right, Jason
is
Mantzoukas
weird.
playing Rexplode.
Yeah, it's weird to hear his voice coming out of a teenager. You're like,
Dude, fucking Zachary
right.
Quinto plays Robot.
That's cool.
Yeah. Mark Hamill's in it. Clancy Brown, who was Lex Luthor in the Justice League show.
I feel like that's the dream. Is if you're making an animated show and you can get Mark Hamill, it's the dream.
Yeah.
You've won.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so it's good. It's good stuff.
Also,
Yeah, I'll
Reginald Vell
definitely-
Johnson.
I know. As
That's great
principal.
because, well, that's the name of the high school. The Reginald Vell Johnson, and then they draw the principal to look like him, and he's in the show.
Wow.
yeah, apparently they're big Family Matters fans.
Who isn't though?
Seriously.
true.
Serial killers.
It's a rare condition this day and age.
I used to love that show. You know, when I was a kid, because I saw way too many movies that I shouldn't have when I was a kid, I thought Carl Winslow was the dude from Die Hard.
Shared universe.
Yeah, like I thought, like
Cinematic
after
universe.
the tower incident, he moved to
I
a
think
less
I looked it
quieter
up
town,
once, and
Chicago.
I think he plays another cop in a movie
Typecast. Oh my god.
where he has the same name as he
Oh,
has
shit.
in Die Hard. Let me do some quick internet sleuthing. Reginald Vell Johnson, top cast on IMDb. Good for him.
Days go by.
Also, yeah, one of the best
Family.
theme songs.
Yeah. That was such a good show. I loved Family Matters. I was trying to think of a good theme for Rob to research too, because it's all about speed.
But he plays a cop in like a bunch of stuff.
I mean, a paycheck's a paycheck.
It's true.
Okay, this is Rob's
Chuck?
furiously typing research theme.
Was it Chuck? I never watched Chuck, but apparently he plays Al Powell in Chuck. It's Johnny Bravo.
It's called Hit and Run. But I was imagining this, and then Rob doing like the Muppet typing.
Yeah.
Like the screen fading.
I
in the
love that
background
that's
as the words being
still,
typed.
even to this day, that is how you show that someone is efficient at computers.
Yep.
Muppets
I'm
type-
I'm breaking through the firewall.
Vigorously typing on a keyboard. Like, that's the... It's like, we know the mouse is it, and yet we still show it like that.
Yeah, it's funny because if somebody's really good at typing, their fingers would barely go off the keyboard.
Do you remember
It's
the
like video
fucking-
games and movies, and people are like,
You're just like click,
Or
space
the-
bar. That's it.
Yeah.
The
Space bar,
hacking in
click, click,
Swordfish.
and there's space bar.
Control plus something.
I
Have you guys seen Swordfish?
I have. I
yes,
have
but I
seen-
don't remember any of
Let
it.
me tell you something about Swordfish. I have seen that movie at least 3 times, and I couldn't tell you a damn thing that happens in it. It literally, I don't know if it's like a traumatic experience for me to sit through that movie, but every time it's like everything that comes in through my eyes leaves through my butt.
So little I remember this movie. When you said Swordfish, in my brain, I pictured Angelina Jolie and Nicolas Cage, which I
Nope.
believe are Gone in 60
60
Seconds.
This
Yeah.
Halle
I
Berry-
love
Yeah,
that
that's Halle
movie.
Berry, right?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. But no, Hugh Jackman has a great hacking montage
Doesn't he stand on top of a trailer in that movie?
and golfs.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all I have.
Does Angelina
retained
Jolie
from
have
that.
white girl dreads in that movie?
Yes, she
And
does.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
I had the soundtrack
To Gone in 60
to
Seconds.
Gone to
Wow.
60 Seconds.
That'd be a
And
good
I
double
listened to
feature.
it constantly. Because let me tell you, there was a song that's called Face, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know who it's by. It's by like Incubus or some band like that. I don't know. But it's funny because the lyrics are "I still have your face painted on my heart." And I think of that often as an intrusive
It's the most
thought.
romantic thing
Like,
you've ever heard.
No. I'll be like grooming a dog and I'll just be like, "I still got your face painted on my face."
No,
and
get
I
out,
always
get out.
sub face in instead of painted on my heart.
This Painted on My Heart by
Yeah, but I say
the
painted on
Cults.
my face.
The cult.
Yes. It's a rough song. But you know, I was in high school.
It happens.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
We
I
might have to
just
revisit
didn't
these
know.
films.
Just listen. Just go to YouTube. Look up Hugh Jackman.
Just don't
hacking
I
montage.
I don't think
No,
that's
it's
a
funny
good
because
idea,
he's turning his
because-
chair. Oh, now I'm doing it with one hand. Now I'm doing it with two. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Oh, no.
See,
Yes.
I don't want to do that because what if there is a traumatic movie, and I don't want to like tell our listeners to go and like re-traumatize themselves.
You're an American. Trauma's what we're about.
It's a Nicolas Cage movie. Everybody should revisit it, you know.
Well, oh my God. Can you imagine if Nick Cage was in Swordfish?
You're still talking about Gone in 60 Seconds.
know.
You're not.
I think Rob's trying to.
Okay, next topic.
Falcon Winter Soldier.
All right.
Woo!
Another phenomenal episode. I was actually kind of surprised how much interaction we got with John Walker.
Me too.
For
And
some
I
reason,
like. I was
thought
gonna
it
say
be
like
further out.
my main takeaway was that they're not instantly painting him as like a bad guy.
No,
Like,
but he's
they
still
actually-
douchey.
Yeah, and it's
Oh
like
yeah.
because like I feel like this whole show is kind of about like what does it mean and like what does it require to be Captain America, and it's just like he just doesn't have it.
No.
Like
It's also like
No.
putting himself under a lot of unnecessary pressure. I feel
Yeah.
like with like Steve, he's just like a symbol through his actions, and John Walker's like, how can I be a symbol? How can I not let everybody
Yo,
down? And it's
first
just
of
like,
all,
don't think
you
about
can't
it,
be.
just do it.
No, you can't be because he's not. He's not Steve Rogers.
And it's also like
baby.
but also what I like is that being a soldier doesn't equal being Captain America, or
Right.
even being like, because John Walker is a hero in his own right. You know, because the show sets
No.
up.
He's extremely qualified.
Step
for the
one.
duties.
The show sets up all the missions and the things that he accomplished. Like, he's a highly decorated soldier. But that being said, that doesn't necessarily make you Captain America.
So this is the requirement to be Captain America. Step 1, be Chris Evans. Step 2, Dorito body.
Cheesy.
And step 3, just keep saying you can do this all day.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it was in the
Step 3,
heart, but
be
those
Chris
are-
Evans. Continue being Chris Evans.
No, but Rob's got a point too, though, about, you know, like, it's all about not caring where the bullies are from.
Exactly.
Although-
And if Stanley Tucci in the first Captain America film, I forget exactly what he said, but he's like, you know, somebody who's always been strong, something
Doesn't
blah,
know
blah, blah,
doesn't
blah,
know what
blah.
it means to be weak.
Exactly. You know.
He
And I
doesn't.
think what the show's trying to say is like Sam, although he is strong, he knows what it's like to be black in America and just
Yeah.
constantly not have the same strength, I guess. My vocabulary is not here at the moment, but you know.
I get it.
No,
Yeah,
I
you know.
feel that. And I'm still thinking about how we can get Chris Evans back into the MCU or not. Like, I don't know. And then I was like, I because while you guys were talking about, like, you know, some stuff that matters, my brain was like, so what if we got Joe Biden to like actually play old Steve Rogers?
We did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe Biden. And then but maybe like young Steve Rogers is still time traveling and he comes in contact with Joe Biden. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
You're working it
Okay.
out. It's a work.
I am.
work in
Well,
progress.
I found the quote. So he says, you know, to Steve, "This is why you were chosen, because the strong man because the strong man who has known power all his life may lose respect for that power, but a weak man knows the value of strength and knows compassion.
And Chris Evans is really
Chris Jamal
good
Evans.
at getting people to like him.
It's true.
I don't know if you guys remember, but do you remember when Chris Evans was first cast as Captain America?
Yes.
People were bullshit.
I wasn't, because I knew he could do it. You know why I knew he could do it? Little movie called Not Another Teen Movie, because
Iconic film.
He was great in
He
that
was.
movie. That
He
movie was
was.
trash, but he was not.
A lot of people actually cited that movie for the reason why he shouldn't be Cap, and the fact that he was already in Fantastic Four.
Well, those people do not have very good taste
Yeah. When
or opinions.
when people were upset about
Don't deserve to live.
Yeah. When people were
Oh,
talking.
yeah.
Oh, you know, fuck it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you know, whatever. You know, it's your fucking show.
No.
I was just saying that when people were upset about Chris Evans and like, oh, he's Fantastic Four, blah, 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 I said, I know he can do it because of a movie called Sunshine. Danny Boyle, you know, where
A good movie. Not like not another teen movie, but still.
well, because he plays like a leader in that movie. He's giving
He's so
commands
good.
and like, you know, I think like just kind of wasn't the Chris Evans role that like people were used to. So I was like, listen, watch him in Sunshine. This dude will nail Captain America.
Well,
Like a scary burn victim.
he was totally typecast to be like kind of the douche.
yeah, exactly.
But you still liked him, which is like
Even in Scott Pilgrim, when he's the
Even in
douche
Scott-
to
yeah.
the extreme,
Yeah,
you're
you
just like,
still-
oh, I
I
still
liked him
love
in
him.
Push.
you still like him. You know,
Yeah.
like he didn't he do a movie like a superhero movie? This is before Fantastic Four.
Oh.
With like it was like
Push.
push
Yeah.
with what's her fuck
You
in
like,
it.
Eli Fanning or something like that. One of the
Fannings,
Fannings.
one of the Fannings. That was the first
Dakota
Fanning.
Fanning?
Dakota Fanning. With like a
First
preteen
Fanning.
Dakota Fanning. The first Fanning.
Push was from 2009, so this would have been
That's
post-teen movie.
yeah.
But yeah, with Chris Evans, Dakota Fanning, Camilla Bell, and Dimon Hansu, also in the MCU.
Yeah, so
he- yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, but the backtrack, Rob, I just completely agree. Like, John Walker has not been an underdog, so he doesn't really know what it's like.
No,
Right.
fuck that
So-
guy.
It's like he means well.
It's like, oh, my dad's Kurt Russell. Okay.
At first, I didn't see it, but every time he like laughs or smiles, I'm like, oh my god, it's Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Well, his mom's Goldie Hawn, so I
I
mean,
know.
Yeah, it's when the helmet's off.
I kind of am a little jealous. I wish Goldie Hawn and Kurt
Dude,
Russell
you
were
know
my
what I gotta say though?
parents.
I thought it was really cool that they included Battlestar in
yeah.
this, who was like a sidekick to the John Walker Captain America. So that was cool. They incorporated that in there. They got the Power Broker in there, which is the Power Broker is how John Walker got his
Yeah.
capness.
Which I think may be like still a thing. Like, there's some kind of super soldier nonsense going on because a lot of the Flag Smashers are all super strong.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if he gets the juice, and then his more aggressive, non-Captain America-ish tendencies really come through.
Downward spiral. Kind of like a Nuke in Jessica Jones, where he like
Yeah.
loses
Yeah.
his mind.
Well, hopefully not too nukish, because U.S. Agent is still.
Somewhat
Avenger.
redeemable.
Oh,
yeah.
there's
But let's
the
not.
token black psychic.
Yeah, but let's not forget Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was such an awesome inclusion.
I hope they do a flashback because they aged up that actor so much.
Totally.
I'm like, I feel like if you age him up, you know, got to go back.
Yeah, I love when he fucking threw that. I don't know what was that. It was like a cigar case or something.
Yeah,
Like a
some
cigar
kind of
case.
tin
like-
can.
yeah, and like went into the wall. I was like, he still got it.
Yeah, I do like how it seems like he doesn't have dementia in this
Yeah.
one, like in the comic books. So,
They gave him full blown like dementia.
and then
Yeah.
he's like a Korean War veteran instead of like,
World War II.
yeah. So I think that they
the
might be
test
changing.
subject.
Well, it sounds like they might, instead of pre-Captain America test subject, he was like a post-Captain America test subject where like it worked on this guy, let's try
You
it
know
on all
what?
these.
And
black
that could
people.
be an interesting lead, like if they wanted to, or when they choose to bring Luke Cage into it. Luke Cage could be a part of that, where it was like an offshoot experimentation. Because he always mentions, I was in prison. they were doing experiments on me, like Luke Cage. So I mean, you know,
Yeah, I mean, everything's kind of tied to the super soldier serum. Like you have the Hulk, and you have like the Winter Soldiers.
Yeah,
like, all
Bucky's
the
got
other
some of
ones.
it.
Yeah, I
Red
think
Skull had it.
That was one of the great things about Ultimates was that everything, and not just Ultimates, but like Ultimate Spider-Man, like it all went back to the super soldier formula. You know, like Shield. You know, they gave Norman Osborn a military contract. You know, because Bruce Banner had it, tried to replicate it, fucked up, made the Hulk, and that was in Avengers. And then when that didn't work out, they hired Norman Osborn, took a combination of the Hulk serum or the gamma radiation and the super soldier, and that's why he's big and green. And yet everything that followed was just people trying to the point where I think in the Ultimate Universe that was that is what caused mutation.
I think what was this?
Yeah.
Was his Ultimate Origin? Was that the name of that comic?
Yeah. It was like something happened where that it got airborne, and over time it was mutating. That a little stretch for me, but I did like that it was everybody was just trying to replicate it. And in the movies, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a pretty easy tool to have in your back pocket for like, why does this person have superpowers?
Right, because in the comics, Bucky just has a robot arm.
Yeah, he's not like super cap strength. He can't run as fast as a truck.
The super soldier thing helps though, because it makes the robot arm more manageable. Because you couldn't have a robot arm with a cybernetics.
You just fly off.
We're meat sacks.
Yeah, and also
We're
like,
meat sacks.
and let's be real,
can't be
my
putting
arm
that
isn't
on.
working. Well, did you update the app? Oh God, there's an app. Like, dude, you got to get the app.
Oh, yeah, like it's just not gonna
There's no
work.
anchoring.
Download the Winter Soldier app. Make sure it's the latest, 1.329.
And the sag just in the skin.
Sag.
That's just gonna happen.
The
Like he'd
strain
have
on the
one like
bone.
stretched out nipple from the pectoral muscle that's like holding up that arm,
Also-
so he had like a horizontal nipple
Oh no.
that's just really
God.
stretched, and it just kind of shifts down. Yeah, no, he has to have the super soldier serum. It's the
Can
only
we
thing that makes
also
sense.
talk
Gotta keep it
about the banter between Bucky and Sam?
Yeah,
Like, the
I
big
love how
three.
I was gonna say I love how they just like they didn't have any weird like story to get them together. They literally just he's at a base and Bucky just walks up to him like 10 seconds into the episode.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Oh, you're going on a mission? I'll go with you." Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
How'd you
Let's go.
change? Did you bring clothes with you? I don't give a shit because I'm in. And I also love fucking White Panther.
White
That shit
Panther
was
amazing.
hilarious.
He's like it was White Wolf, but whatever.
I love that. The White Wolf has slept over.
It's just clear that the people working on this show just fucking get it.
Totally.
Yeah, I was like so into this episode. I'm so excited,
I'm
and I
so
love that they're like
excited.
45 minutes long too. They're not like
Yep.
WandaVision where
Right.
you're like all into it and then it just ends like 25 minutes in.
More.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of made sense, especially in the beginning, because it's trying to be the same length as...
Yeah, they're like serialized.
But I
storytelling.
love how they're taking the time that we really haven't gotten to Zemo yet. He's talked about it, and we see him for a second. Sharon is talked about. We kind of get a bit more about her kind of still being on the run. So I like that they're taking their time. And I forgot that the kid that Sam's with, he becomes Falcon in the comics. When Sam becomes Captain America, he becomes his Falcon.
Yeah,
But
I was
hopefully
reading
not
that.
hopefully not a weird mutant
Gets
Falcon.
weird bird DNA injected into
dumb.
him or something.
Man
was-
bird.
That was lame, but yeah, maybe kind of have him be.
That's no bueno.
I don't know.
Red Wing died. I was really sad.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a robot. They can just fix it.
I know, but it's not the same.
Yeah, and Tony Stark's gone.
I know. Who's gonna fix it, Rob?
The little kid from Iron Man 3. Bring him in.
Harley.
Riri Williams. There's plenty of people.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Ironheart's going to be a thing on Disney Plus, right? Mm-hmm. Young Avengers. That's the other thing too I was excited about. I'm assuming his grandson who came to the door was,
Patriot.
yeah. That'd be cool.
Exciting stuff.
What's Shuri? That's Black Panther's sister.
Yeah.
Yep.
Make a trip to Wakanda real quick. Bucky's real tight with them.
Yeah. I did like that little side story of Bucky being rehabilitated in Wakanda. I like how
He just went to rehab. Just
Yeah.
this beautiful place. A bunch of people just like, hey, we'll work out.
Yep.
We'll work through it.
I mean, they dropped him off in Civil War, and then he's a post-credit scene in Black Panther. And I love the throwaway line they gave him in Black Panther. It was like, oh great, another white boy to fix, another broken white boy to fix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Infinity War, they present him that nice vibranium arm. Pretty dope. All sleek looking and
And
shit.
if he ever gets in like financial trouble, like Falcon's in, he could just sell his pinky finger for like $1 billion apparently.
Yeah. I would
Just like a chip off of it.
yeah. I would totally go like live in a hut in Wakanda.
Wakanda seems super, super tight.
Yeah, Wakanda's pretty dope.
Like, and I'll just move hay around and
Dude, I'll do
wipe
whatever.
wipe the sweat off my brow.
I'll feed their rhinos or
Yeah, I'll wash
whatever.
dishes. I'll
Yeah.
pick up a lot of like rhino poop.
Knowing my luck, though, they're gonna be like, given your background, we're gonna put you in the Wakandan customer service for the Wakanda National Bank. I'm like, mother,
Oh no!
are you kidding me?
Your concierge
Whatever,
at
they'd
the
still be nicer.
hotel.
They'd still be so much nicer to you, and they'd speak to you like a human
Yeah,
being.
is my money? Yes, my money available tomorrow. Okay, thank you. That's
That'd be
it.
cool. Like you could work the fields, just doing whatever, working outside all day, and then you go downtown Wakanda, and you're like, damn, this place is sweet.
Yeah, that would be. I mean,
I would sign up just to like rub like Angela Bassett's feet. I'll just rub her feet. Like that's all.
Honor of a lifetime.
Like I would be grateful.
dude, when I saw her in that movie with her long white hair down, I'm like, yo, this
I
is
always
how you
said-
got to do Storm.
I was gonna say she should have been Storm if they made like a 1990s.
Well, apparently she turned the role down.
Oh,
That's
really?
what they chose Halle Berry. Yeah.
I feel like she just has that like, that presence
Yeah.
that Storm
Totally.
needs that
Yeah.
Halle Berry
Yes.
did not have.
No, Halle Berry.
I think Iman should just play it no matter what. She could be like 94 and like it's just like
Yeah. God, all I can think
she'll
of is
still look like 23, so it doesn't matter.
I just keep thinking about how Halle Berry's quote unquote African accent. I suppose I am afraid of them. What? Brian Singer, come on, man. You did Usual Suspects and App Pupil. Can you direct her away from this?
That was a choice, Miss Berry.
Oh my
It
god.
was.
And then totally gone in the sequel.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they
that
knew.
was.
Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, there's some tough stuff to watch in that first X-Men movie.
But you know what though?
A lot of it around Storm.
The parts that make it sing though is Hugh Jackman. I mean, just a perfect Wolverine. But yeah, but that,
No, it's just the colorism. Like I needed Storm to be like a dark
Yeah.
African woman.
Fuck. You know who I think would be a great Storm if we're talking about having presence and being a little afraid of? I would totally be fine with Grace Jones being Storm.
Grace Jones is inhuman, and I worship her. And
But if she came down from the sky with lightning bolts coming out of her
I would
fingers,
just be like, oh, it's Wednesday.
yeah, I'd be like,
Take my life.
I would just be like, this is not a stretch. I am buying this. I am buying this reality. You know. Mm-hmm. Especially that laugh.
Yeah.
You know, like View to a Kill, terrible movie. Her and
Grace Jones?
Chris Walken, fantastic.
Everything.
I hope they do Storm right
Yeah,
with the MCU eventually.
I liked what they did with Apocalypse. I thought she like made more sense. She was a kid though, so she didn't
Yeah.
like have that like maturity and that presence that I want my Aurora to have.
and
I
her
just
being
feel
a thief was a nice callback because she was a thief in Africa or in Egypt or Egypt is in Africa. Sorry, I'm sorry.
You should be.
My white ignorance.
I just still I feel like they did Storm so right in the animated series. It's just like
Rising wind.
Oh, when she
just,
talks to
so
nature.
dramatic and it's so good.
That's all.
Mother Earth, heed my call.
We just all we want is like shoulder pads and just epic
Exactly.
monologues when she'd make
Big
shit
hair.
happen.
Shoulder
Like
pad
and that
realness.
hair. I miss that 80s hair in the X-Men. That's
Even
what I was
Jean,
so excited
Jean
about.
had fucking crazy
That was what I was like really excited about when they did the Apocalypse movies, like because I was excited like to do 80s X-Men, and it's like I wanted that huge ass hair. The hair was not big enough. That has
It was
been
flat.
my problem with everything that has been taking place in the 80s. The hair is not nearly as big as it should be. No. And I know y'all don't think it's cute, but it's not about you.
I think even the dude should have big hair.
Everybody had big hair. Everybody
Even the
had
chest
big
hair is big.
Everybody had big hair.
I'm pro big chest hair in superhero movies.
Body
been
hair
on that.
was in the 80s.
Gotta bring it back.
You remember, like, guys had like the like half shirts,
Yep.
and then they like the straights
The
had the
Rocky
hat
3,
shirts.
the Rocky
Yes,
3
the
training
beach.
montage.
The beach.
With Carl Weathers and Sylvester Stallone is the most
They
like
frolic and hug each other.
they got
Oh, yeah, I'm
like
wearing a Rocky
cut off
shirt.
t-shirts, short shorts, the like muscles in their legs
so
are just
much-
like rippling. I'm
So
just
much
like,
man thigh, like
You know, that's how if they ever bring in Hercules into the Marvel Universe, which they absolutely should, I want it to be like the bi Hercules who just does not have a problem wearing those cut off shirts and like super short like sweatpants that he altered and they're
that
like
shit was
super
dope. Like I feel like you can judge a person's like strength off of their ability to watch 80s porn.
I mean,
'Cause
and
it's
he
all
looks
body
like
hair.
he would be in 80s
It's
porn.
all body hair, and like
true.
if somebody's like, "Ew," it's
And
just
a
like,
man
"Get out of
bun.
here, you weak bitch."
Love it.
Yeah. Bi Hercules.
Is he bi or pansexual? I don't remember.
I don't.
I assume he's pan.
yeah, I feel like
You've
all
lived
those
long
old
enough.
gods are just like,
Which one's Pan
give it
again?
all.
Yeah, they were like turning
Everything.
into
Everything under the
swans
sun.
and like having
Oh,
sex with
everything?
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they'd fuck anything. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's what Zeus did, like, right? Wasn't he just like
Everybody, if you had a superpower in ancient Greece, you would turn into an animal and have sex with somebody. That's just what you did.
Can you imagine?
It's rite of passage.
hey, how was your commute in? To the strangest fucking thing. A goose came down and fucked me.
turns out it's fucking Zeus.
Which I would much prefer Zeus than a goose. Don't Zeus the goose, man. Come on. Like, oh god, it's so angry. And there's shit everywhere. It's not a pleasant experience
Zeus-
for anybody.
Nobody wants. Don't fuck a goose. Just don't
Zeus
do it.
in the Snyder cut, because he was in that briefly, right?
Was that him?
He was
Oh yeah, it
jacked.
was him.
He was jacking at like little furries things on his arms. He was pretty barely
Pelts.
dressed.
Yeah, he had nice chest hair going. I did like that they brought back. Sorry if I've already said this, but they brought back the guy who played War and Wonder Woman. That he reprised his role for that flashback when he
Oh,
hits Darkseid with an axe. Anyway,
What?
sorry.
That's a human? Hold on, I need to copy and paste this. The guy who plays Zeus in the Snyder cut, kind of.
He thick.
bodybuilder.
He thick.
Oh, I'm gonna paste this on Facebook. It's not working here. Oh yeah, he's thick is an understatement of this person's physique.
Absolutely.
He's like cold. Is he like cold peanut butter thick?
Why is his leg
he's-
so short?
That's what struck me as strange.
Is that
There's
at an
nothing-
angle?
That's at an angle. That's got to be at an angle. I hope it's at an angle.
That's
But
actually
he's basically dressed like
Wow.
Hercules.
He's like all torso.
yeah. He's
Yeah, no,
all
that's
torso.
not enough body hair. That is not enough. He needs. There isn't any. There isn't any. Like, I want his chest strap to disappear into his like the forest.
Yeah, just
of
be like-
his chest.
like, is that a fur jacket with the
strap
belt?
is for the
or
strap
is
thing,
that?
I want it to be noticeable that you greased him up because there's like swirlies in his like chest that's like stuck
This is very
to his
detailed.
skin. It's like a Zen garden. Like,
Like a little like fork brush thing.
yeah, he like do shaves like a
There's
Zen
just-
garden. That would
And
be
there's
my
always a
Zen
little
garden.
old man in there with
Chandler.
the broom.
Chandler, I think that's what we need to do with our lives. I think we need to make Zen gardens out of like thick ass dudes' chest hair.
Yes. I support this.
I mean, I'm already feeling like enlightened, just like like contemplating it. It's like, oh yeah.
My eyes were opened.
Zeus the goose. Hashtag Zeus the goose.
What is even happening?
I don't know.
We're spiraling. We're
Yeah,
spiraling.
we're at that time of the show where we start talking about what we've been reading this week.
We spiraled it right at the hour mark, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
Nice.
that's good.
We're
We got
getting
through
good.
it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna do it because I always like you wait too long and then I like don't have any steam to talk about anything and I'm
Okay.
just like I'm just whatever.
Okay.
So I am reading Invincible. I'm starting to read Dark Tower.
That's what's up.
And that's it. That's it.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also reading Dark Tower for our future book club. Just
Spoiler
finished
alert.
chapter 1, which is like, I don't know, almost a third of the way through the book.
It's short. It's a short book.
Yeah, I'm liking that. And I've been kind of poking around random like Captain America / Falcon stories and stuff. I reread the end of the Captain America arc that like leads into Falcon becoming Cap.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the first issue of Falcon Cap. And I like totally forgot about Rick Remender's whole weird arc where Cap is in the weird dimension and then comes out with what's his name, the new Nomad, who is actually
his adopted son.
Yeah.
But that was weird. I like Rick Remender, but the Cap, there's some good ideas, and then there's some stuff.
Yeah, my favorite things, Rick Remender always like takes the stories to those weird, forgotten corners of the Marvel universe, which I respect. That's one of the things I really liked about his was it X-Force run? Yeah, and also his like Secret Avengers. There's like all these weird hidden corners of the Marvel universe nobody ever brings up and characters nobody ever uses. But yeah, that Cap one was it was just like Cap and Arnim Zola, right?
Yeah. And it was like, it was a different Arnim Zola, because I remember reading that because he was coming off of Ed Brubaker's run, and so you have that type of Arnim Zola, and then the Arnim Zola in the Rick Remender run is like fucking batshit evil. Like, I feel like he was like, I don't know, if he like downloaded a Joker program, just like, I mean, like even his face in the display monitor is like fucking teeth, and just like... Bananas.
Yeah, it was definitely a strange transition going from Brubaker to the Remender one.
Yeah. Faux show. But,
Yeah, I mean, the beginning of the Falcon run's pretty cool. Like, that other Cap arc kind of ends with, like, Falcon kind of, like, not sacrificing himself, but, like, risking his life to save everybody. And then Cap's like, surprise, he's the new Captain America because I'm an old man.
Right.
And everybody's like, okay.
Yeah. I think, like, I was all for, and still am for Sam being Captain America. I just didn't like the circumstances of it because, again, in the Brubaker run, Cap was robbed of his super soldier serum. He didn't get old, but he was, like, really thin. Like, oh no, what do I do? Like, looking like Mac from Mac and Cheese. And, like, so it was kind of like, we're doing this again. Like, we just did Cap minus the serum stuff. But, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, and then I also reread, speaking of Brubaker, I went back and reread a couple of the first issues where Bucky was Cap.
So good.
Which, it just made me miss Brubaker's Captain America because I loved how it's just like people are fighting Captain America and then all of a sudden they get stabbed in the leg and they're like, what the hell? Captain America doesn't stab people. And he like shoots somebody with his pistol. And I'm just like...
Well, I love when he psychs out one of the AIM guys. Like, he throws a shield, like, oh, you miss him. While they're looking at the shield, he's fucking shooting at him.
Yeah, he shoots at him.
It's great because Bucky's like, I'm never gonna be Steve. I'm just gonna be me in the Cap gear. No, I will go on record as saying, as many Cap stuff as I've read, Ed Brubaker, hands down, #1, the best Captain America arc.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like such a good, long, contained thing. It's kind of like Jason Aaron with Thor in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
It's just like such like a nice long story,
What's great about too is that what I liked about the Ed Brubaker Cap is like, this is coming up after Avengers Disassembled, and like Cap's already in not an awesome place to start with, and it felt very appropriate, and I love how it was like an espionage book, so I just thought it was great.
Yeah, it's starting off like the Winter Soldier arc is like so good.
Yeah, it is kind of funny though that like Red Skull goes to like that dude's fucking garage and he's like, oh, is this Bucky? Whatever you want to pay for it, dude. Like, that's literally how they find him. Oh, what's this? Like, oh yeah, here's like a prop replica Cosmic Q. Here's a ray gun. Here's some fucking dude in a tube. Is this Bucky? Whatever, bro. Just as long as you got money, he's whoever you want him to be. It's legit Red Skull at a garage sale. But
everybody likes yard sailing here and there.
Yeah. This week on Antiques Roadshow, join Johann Schmidt.
But yeah, that's kind of all I've been reading.
Yeah. Excellent. Chandler.
I too as well have started Dark Tower. I'm the gunslinger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I actually I think I mentioned before that I've read like the comics, but like you said that those are more of a prequel, so I was like, oop, let me not read those anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, the book, yeah, because in the course of, like, the 7 books, or I guess 8 books, technically, we get bits of Roland's past, like, kind of sprinkled throughout, and what Marvel did was they just kind of took all the flashbacks and then published them in chronological order, so it's a cool way of, I think, reading it, but
maybe after you read the whole series.
yeah, because I think
as a treat.
Because as the story progresses, you kind of get more of why Roland is the way that he is and what put him on this path. Because it's very, I mean, obviously no spoilers, but I mean he literally just drops you in the desert, and you're just kind of like, where is this dude going? Like, what's it about? You know, like you don't, and I love that you don't really ever get a sense of like when or where it is. It's just. So, but yeah, I'm super excited. I too have started reading it, and I also have the audiobook, and the audiobook is pretty great as well. It's on Audible. But I'm just a nerd like that. Like, I'm gonna read and listen at the same time.
I've also been watching Attack on Titan. I'm finally in season 3.
All right.
About 40 episodes in, and we're finally getting some actual like backstory.
Some answers.
I'm like, wow. Yeah, I'm like, finally. Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as it's not stuff that's obvious, like Titans.
Did you
are
ever read
big.
the manga?
No, just the anime.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like the first couple of episodes are like, oh, we got to get to like Aaron's basement, and like it's been 40 episodes. They've never even touched the basement.
Yeah.
Walked by the house, anything. They just like completely forgot.
I hate when stories do that. This thing is really important, and then we'll never go back to it.
Yep.
Like, cool.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Cool. So yeah, Dark Tower, reading along with you guys, and been reading some Ed Brubaker Cap, and I too am reading Invincible. So because last time I read it was high school, so it's kind of fun to reread it as a 35-year-old man, yeah, good stuff all around. I can't think if I'm reading anything else. And just old Avengers books, like old, like Black Panther just joined the team.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like the Avengers are on a mission, and then like oh, the phone's ringing, and it's like, oh, it's Captain America, and Cap's like, hey guys, I'm here with my buddy T'Challa, and I want him to be in the Avengers. Okay, Cap, whatever you say. And like that's it. When it cuts to them, like they're just like, it's Black Panther and Cap kneeling over a fucking radio in a field, which I'm assuming is Wakanda. But yeah, it's just hilarious. Like,
As you do.
it's just so like kind of forced in. Like, not now, Doctor Doom. The phone's ringing. Hello, Captain America.
Do you remember in the Ultimate Comics where like Black Panther was like Captain America in disguise?
Oh God.
I was like,
No.
this is wrong.
Problematic.
Ultimates wasn't perfect. And yeah, that
Was that in? I kind of want to go back and read Ultimates.
Do you?
I want to. I don't know if I'll enjoy it the same way.
I think the Miller X-Men stuff holds up. The Bendis Spider-Man holds up. And the first 2 Ultimates arc is great. Ultimates 3 is when it really starts to shit the bed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's...
But yeah, everything before Ultimatum, it's good stuff.
There's some good stuff post Ultimatum.
Yeah,
Like
we got
Brian Wood does the X-Men arc, which is like really cool.
Wait, whose arc?
And Brian Wood does the Ultimate X-Men arc when they're on Utopia.
But yeah, I read all of that X-Men stuff. I just forgot.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, I'll check it out.
I loved a lot of the Ultimate stuff that Hickman did too, and
Yeah, Maker stuff was good.
Oh yeah. I feel like he kind of saved Ultimates. But yeah, were we supposed to do an Ultimates episode?
we could.
I feel like we
Ultimates
talked.
is like what, 6 issues? That's an easy one.
Yeah. So find out what we read next time. But as always, gang, we appreciate you listening. Drop us some love on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, iTunes. And have fun exploring the multiverse, or some trademark line I haven't thought of yet.
Bye.
Subscribe.